Most of the world thinks like most of the world. Some don't. Some hear music that others don't hear, see signs that others don't see. Some listen to the voices. They recognize the faces of greatness, while others just walk by, unknowing. Some take the road less traveled. Man, am I compelled to talk to you today. Um, I just want to talk about something that can be so life changing for so many people. And it's at the same time so boring and so mundane and repulsive to obviously billions of people. Don't stop watching yet, because this is really important. Let me start by saying this. So many of you are religious or Christian or even just kind of in the periphery thereof. And yet, I think many of you know, if Jesus walked among us today, what the experience would be like, what the reaction would be like. Say it in your head. You know. He would be, it would be forsaken. He would have maybe 5,000 followers on YouTube, and that would be until YouTube decided to shut his channel down from misinformation. You know, he would maybe preach on the street and nobody would listen, nobody would care, nobody would know. They would just say, "Who's this crazy guy? What is this? I don't know." And he would have a few followers there. They would call him a false prophet. The rich preachers, would say, "That's a false prophet, brother. Come to my church and put money in my coffer. Don't go to listen to that person who's not making any money." Yeah. People like what they know. They don't know what to like. They like what they think they're supposed to like and what they're told to like and what they're conditioned to like, what they're brainwashed to like. All right. Health and nutrition. You've been repulsed by it for far too long. We are dying. We are killing ourselves. We are normalizing obesity. We're celebrating obesity now. That's a new one. And that's coming with the woke diversity culture thing. And it's so unhealthy. The whole culture is unhealthy, but that part of it particularly, specifically bad for health. If Jesus walked among us today, okay? Hold that thought. Now, look up the Joshua Bell experiment. I think is a lot of stuff that I say off the top of my head, out of memory, in aging memory. Some will be inaccurate or slightly inaccurate, but yes, Joshua Bell. Look up that experiment, and you will see what I'm talking about. Here is a situation where you see a guy set up in a subway. He puts out his can to collect money, breaks out a violin. So many people do this, street buskers, they call them. He starts playing on his violin. People hear the music. They're like, okay, here's a guy playing his violin. Every now and then somebody throws a quarter in the can, what have you. After so long, playing for so long, this woman walks up, and this is in some place like New York or Boston, and she says quietly, "I saw your show. I went to your show. It's fantastic. It's beautiful what you're doing. Thank you, thank you." And she walks away, leaving money, I think. The man was the world's premier violinist. Let that sink in. He was one of, if not the best violinist. Again, I'm not positive about each part of each fact here. But just look up the experiment. In fact, there's a video. And people continue walking by this man. He's got $1 million Stradivarius he's playing. And nobody knows and nobody cares because they haven't been told to like him. You see, I would like to think that I would just be dumbfounded, because I typically am with stuff like that. I'm always amazed and impressed and proud of people doing certain things. I'm just like, wow, I've got to stop and take stock of what I'm witnessing. Just people working hard, laborers, and just people doing their thing, but doing it with passion, doing it with commitment, is amazing to me. And I've conditioned myself to be impressed by these kinds of things, by things that are just things that make you stop, like stopping, and that is saying, stop and smell the roses. Okay, I've set you up for this. What I'm going to tell you next is stunning, but it is par for the course. It is part and parcel of what I'm talking about. Are you ready for it? This will change your life. If you are obese, or if you are just generally unhealthy, if you're on all kinds of medications, this is going to change your life. If you are just tired of it and you've been thinking all your life, I don't want to hear that stuff. Oh, look at these stupid people running. Look at them running. Oh, listen to these stupid people talking about their supplements that are just going to end up in the toilet after they've pooped them out. All the excuses, that you're tired of them. It's monotonous. It's a bunch of BS. I don't need that. That's not real. Give me my Twinkies. Give me my processed foods in the can. Give me my McDonald's. I don't need all that. I'm different. I can handle all this processed food and crap. Okay, I'm going to change your life in 2 words. Okay, we'll throw in an acronym. Dr. Barbara O'Neill. Look this woman up. She's a PhD. She's actually got a YouTube channel. Now, here's what blows my mind. Remember I talked about the Joshua Bell experiment? Nobody noticed. Remember I talked about Jesus, if he walked the earth today, nobody would notice. They wouldn't listen. They would just think he was a false prophet. They would think, this is coming to you from me. I'm not a religious guy. I'm a big fan of Jesus, but I just know that there are those people that come along that have it. They are a conduit for the eternal. They are a conduit for the wisdom, the source of the whole universe. And that's still small. I think this is one of those people. If you listen to her, she's a woman, maybe 10 years older than me, 9 or 10 years older than me, but she knows her stuff, and she knows nutrition, and she understands it on a cellular level, and she can break it down so that a 7th grader like myself can understand it and utilize it. I have been utilizing this stuff in my life, in large part because of my wife, who is a nutritionist. Her subscriber base is 37,000. I, for example, have 185,000. I have 150,000 more subscribers than her. This should not be. I would much rather you, for your own health, for your own benefit, listen to this woman. This is unbelievable. She has had her career ruined and her character assassinated in Australia. And if you know what's going on, you know why. It's because she wants to wean people off of pharmaceutical companies and get them back to being natural and treating their bodies well and nourishing their bodies with quality food instead of the processed garbage and taking all those drugs. This assault on her by Australia should be seen as a badge of honor. They have martyred this woman to greatness, to the status of true healer. The things she teaches, the things she preaches, that's the road that I want to be on. And I grew up rotting my teeth with cavities because of improper nutrition and poor hygiene and etc. I grew up drinking. I was buzzed on coffee starting at 6 years old. I started drinking alcohol at 7 years old and smoking at 7 years old. But I grew up conditioned. I grew up myopic, as some will say, in that focused on what everybody else is doing and do that and don't ask questions. Ask questions. This is a frontier. Okay, call it the final frontier. It's like looking inward instead of out. Listening to my body, what are the signs? Is this another of my body's constant cries for water? Yes, this is a lot of what Barbara O'Neill talks about dehydration. If you're not drinking, at least 2 quarts of water and taking Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, better Celtic. She goes into that. I won't. Every day, you could be dying. You have arthritis. That's dehydration. You have high blood pressure. She says that's dehydration. It's your body. It's your body forcing the water into your cells, and that force is through your circulatory system, and that's what's causing you high blood pressure. It's because you're not getting the proper nutrition to get the water into your cells, so you're drinking less water and you're eating less salt when you need more water and more salt. Better yet, Celtic salt, or things like that element salt that I don't need to talk about certain brands, but that's one that my wife has been getting for a while. But this is your prophet. These people like her. She's just a really good one. And again, she'll break it down for you in a way that you can understand. She makes it fun. She's easy to listen to. She's Australian, but you can understand everything because they speak English too. So I implore you, people, stop just going to the store. We cannot buy anything to eat in a lot of the stores that are out there. We have to go to different stores now. My wife and I have to go to 2 or 3 different stores to find edible food. And I'm not kidding. Don't take what I'm saying lightly. Just to find food to feed us without killing us, we have to look around. We have to go to health food stores because everything is contaminated now. And I'm not going to go into details in this video about what I mean, but I'm telling you, processed foods, seed oils that are just destroying your health. You know, the wrong sunflower seed oils, the canola oils, all these. I'm not going to go in depth into that because we'll do other videos about that. But if I could get you to listen to, and I'll put a link to one of the ones that I watched today that I found so edifying and amazing. I know I sound like a fanboy, but it blows my mind. Did you get how I was setting it up? It blows my mind that this woman has 37,000 subscribers. That is nothing. That is close to zero for someone of this caliber. I mean, you have these kids doing TikTok that have millions of followers, and all they're doing is shaking their asses. And you've got a woman who's ready, willing, and able to save your life just by making that click in there. Just by getting you to just make this little turn, this little tweak in your mind that says, okay, I'm going to start listening. And that's the first step to act before action, is listening and the change and saying, maybe there is something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be 35 years old and have this gigantic gut and pressure on my organs and my heart and my body struggling to survive. Maybe that's not normal. Maybe it is because of the food I'm eating and the water I'm not drinking and the sodas I'm drinking and the beer I'm drinking. Isn't it funny that nobody wants to take the road less traveled? So few people. Be that somebody. Be someone who takes the road less traveled. Stop being like sheep led to the slaughter. Stop counting on pharmaceutical companies to be your heroes and saviors. Stop with the non-fat nonsense and the high-carb bullshit. So, do it, man. Turn your mind on now. Open it up to this lady, others like her if you can find them. Listen, and you will heal yourself with water. Water, like she was saying in this video, is the ultimate antihistamine. What is an antihistamine? It's something that you take when you have swelling or an allergic reaction, inflammation. You get it? So, all right. I hope to serve as at least a doormat to this woman's greatness. Go listen to this woman. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and optimal health to you.